Good morning, students that are in advisory. This is for students who are in the class of 2020, your present sophomores headed to be juniors, and we're going to talk about selecting your courses for next year. This is Mr. Quigley, and I'm speaking on behalf of all the counselors. At this time, teachers, would you please distribute out to the students these two items? This one is green. We're doing this taping before we've run our copy, so I just have the original. But one of these needs to go to each one of the students. Students, while your teachers are passing those out, your advisory teachers are passing those out, I want to talk to you a little bit about just some things in general. First of all, please pay attention. This is a time where you get to choose and get the information about choosing your schedule of courses for next year. So this is really important. So if you're on your computer, please close it down. If you're working on something else, pay attention up here because we want you to get the best courses and the best things that you want. And the only way you're going to do that is by watching and following in the directions. I'd also ask you not to start writing. I know it's tempting, so I know I want that class and write it in and such. Wait till I'm all done. There'll be time at the end of the advisory now to be able to do that. And main thing is we're going to send this information to you now prior to winter break, so you have about 4 or 5 weeks to talk to your friends, your teachers, your parents, whoever, to help make your course selections. So as we're getting there, and again, teachers are probably still handing those out, I want to tell you there that last year you got a course description guide, but we're not distributing those any longer. Those will not be going out as a bound copy. The information is available on the website though. In fact, I'm going to take you there right now. We're going to swing over to my computer. And if you look there, you'll see what's going on is I've opened up Homestead's website, and this is what it opens up to for Homestead website. If you'll go down where I am here and click on guidance, and then if you'll go over to course description, see where I am there with course description. You shouldn't be doing this now. Once again, I'm just giving you a demonstration. And then we'll come to the Homestead description guide. Now, what's loaded right now is the 2017-2018. Hopefully, by the end of this semester, we'll have the new one, the 2018-2019 in there. So I'm just going to give you an example here, though, using this present year's course description guide. You'll see there's a table of contents. Now, right now, it's not very interactive, but when we put the new one in, you'll be able to go to some place. For example, if I wanted to look at the business department, you'll be able to click on that and go directly to that page. In fact, you'll be able to do a find for a specific course if you want to. Right now, you can't do that. And again, to give you a demonstration, I'm just going to toggle on down to one course and just show you what's in there if you haven't been in there for a while. A lot of information in here having to do with dual credit courses, and that'll all be in the new curriculum guide. And then transferring courses, your graduation requirements. You're going to need to be looking at that as you're selecting your courses. So that's right in there also. And then let's look here. Tell you what, let me look at, I'm just going to pick out one course. And so for right now, I'm going to pick out B211, Principles of Marketing. Now, I can use this as an example simply because all courses in the curriculum guide are set up the same way. They have the course title, the course number, who's available, whether grade 9, 10, 11, or 12 can take it, if it's a dual credit course or not a dual credit course, if there's a prerequisite to it, and also a little bit about that particular course. So this is what you should be looking at as you select your courses. Let me put on a couple things too, just a reminder. In this particular course, it's called dual credit option. That means, as a student, you can take this Principles of Marketing course just as a high school course. That's it. You get high school credit for it. Or you can take this course if you qualify with Ivy Tech to be part of Ivy Tech dual credit program. You can take it as a high school course and as an Ivy Tech college course. So that's how you read that. Some of them say dual credit option. Some of them say dual credit only. And on dual credit only, you must qualify and take this as a dual credit course. So the whole school, or all the courses in the curriculum, are set up in that way. And it's a very good resource for you to be looking at. So let's just start going back and looking again. Hopefully by this time, everybody has gotten a green sheet. And what this is these are all the courses offered to you for next year, just by the course name and the number. So if you want it in-depth, you can look it up in your curriculum guide that I just talked about, or you can just get the course number and name here. And you should have this sheet. This is what you're going to turn into your guidance counselor so that we can select your courses, or you're going to select your courses, and the guidance counselor will enter it, and we'll get rolling with that. So this is an important sheet right now. And again, please don't get started on it right now. Pay attention to what I'm going to teach you. I showed you a blank one of these. And what's going to happen when you come back from winter break, somewhere around January 22nd, your guidance counselors are going to call you in and start working on this with you. We really expect you to have this done. I mean, I understand if you get 6 lines done, I just don't know what I want to do on the 7th period there. Yeah, we can talk about that. Or if you have questions, make sure you send an email to your guidance counselor. Do not make an appointment for course selections with your guidance counselor. We just can't see everybody, but emails, we're really good at responding to you and getting back to you. So send an email if you have a question about a course, 2 courses, 3 courses, but the expectation is by that 3rd week in January when we come back, you will have this completed. So I'm going to give you a demonstration and show you what I mean by completed. So this is a junior 1, that's the name of the student. Obviously, they're going into 11th grade, and got that filled out. So junior 1 would like to take U.S. history. Now, these numbers down the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, do not correspond to the course or the period that these courses are being taught. It's just an easy way for you to see. We know there's 7 periods in the day, so you list 7 classes. This class, even though it's listed at number 1, you may get U.S. history in 4th period or 7th period, however the computer schedules it. So what we did here is we put the course number and the course title. Now, where did I get that from? Remember that course sheet, the green course sheet you have? It's right there. So you're going to write down the course number and the course that you have. Since U.S. history, we all know, is a 4-year course, I just went over to 2nd semester and put SS222 in, because that's the course number for U.S. history. Then the next one down, junior 1 is going to take integrated chem physics. So we looked up the number, which is S281, and it's a 4-year course. So junior is going to take S282, 2nd semester. They also happen to be in the civil engineering program, so they looked up that number. And then remember, in English, all of our courses in English are semester courses. And so this person's going to take, well, I want to take a semester of dramatic lit. There's the number. I want to take a semester of composition, and there's the number. Again, I keep repeating this, but it's important that you understand. This doesn't mean that composition is going to be in 4th period, 1st semester. It may be in 2nd semester and dramatic lit in 1st semester. The computer schedules that, but so this is really just a listing. This person's then going to take Honors Algebra 2. I had a little note I want to talk to you about that. If you're going to take an honors class in math, you have to get a permission slip from your present math teacher. So if you're going to be in Honors Algebra 2, you have to have a permission slip for that. The only exception is if you are in Honors Math this year and you're going on to Honors Math next year, you do not need a permission slip. But if you're not in an honors class in math and you want to be considered for it, you have to get the slip from your teacher. And otherwise, like if junior came to schedule with me and did not have the slip, I would put junior into Algebra 2, not Honors Algebra 2. Now, if junior has the permission slip from the teacher, then I will put junior in Honors Algebra 2. So you've got to get that permission, a recommendation, call it recommendation from your present math teacher. So continuing on here junior is going to take Latin 3, and there's a number for both of them. And then junior is going to take personal finance and a study hall. Really important. We all know that sometimes schedules don't work out perfectly, so we need to have alternate choices for you. So if I don't get something up here, please put me into Adult Roles and Responsibilities, which is FC 103, or put me in a 1st semester study hall. So make sure you do your alternates. Then you're going to sign it and you're going to turn it in. And I keep saying this over, but I'm going to give you one more example too in a second. Remember, the 3rd week in January is when we're going to get started. Now, we're not going to get everybody done that very first day. In fact, it'll go over a couple weeks, but you need to be ready because you don't know when you're going to be called down. And speaking of called down, if you are in a science class this year, next semester, we're going to be scheduling you from the science class. But if you don't have a science class, we'll be calling you individually. So here's another example. So I had junior there, junior 1, and here's junior's brother, junior 2. Same thing, filled this all out. The only reason I made this a little bit different is they had something a little special. Okay, Junior 2 is going to take poetry and advanced composition. Now, this makes me stop here and talk about that dual credit thing again. Remember, to take a dual credit course, you have to be accepted into Ivy Tech or IPFW or IU, so we got some IU Bloomington courses now being taught up here in dual credit for next year. You have to be accepted by them. And the acceptance is based on your PSAT scores or your SAT, ACT scores or AccuPlacer. So those of you who are in a dual credit course now probably are eligible for next year without even doing anything with that. But if this will be the first time you're trying a dual credit course, you need to check your PSAT scores to see if you're eligible for those, or take the AccuPlacer exam. So that's really important to do that. You'll be hearing a lot more about signing up for dual credit. But I cannot sign you up for a dual credit course unless at the time we schedule you, let's say I schedule you on, I don't know, January 30th. You have to be eligible at that time before I can sign you up for Advanced Composition English 111. If you're not, I'll probably put you in Composition, and if a little bit later you get eligible because you take the AccuPlacer exam, that's fine, we could switch it back, but you have to be qualified at that point in time. So continuing on here with Junior 2, Junior 2 happens to be taking Child Development for one semester, going to take PE2 for a semester, going to take a zoology course for a semester, take a chem course, you can see that for both semesters, and then there's another one of those dual credit U.S. history courses. Again, as we stated before, you have to qualify for that. The only reason this one's a little different than the others is Junior's doing something a little bit different too. Junior's taking our educational professionals. That's sometimes called cadet teaching, and Junior's going to do that over a 2-period span. So you have to allow for 2 periods, or if you look on your curriculum guide, you can even do it for 3 periods. So whatever number you put in there, that'll be for 2 periods, you have to block out 2 periods or 3 periods. So that's what makes that one just a little bit different. So, you know, I've shown you everything that we need to do. Really, really, really encourage you to talk to your parents and friends and be ready to go on January 22nd when we come back. Make sure this is complete. Don't come down here and talk to your guidance counselor with a blank sheet, because you need to do this. And this is your opportunity to select courses that you want. You know, we don't want to hear that, oh, he put me in that or she put me in that. No, no, no. You're selecting the courses that you want. But you got to be careful, make sure what you select, because we're not changing them after the selection's over. Audition classes. Some of you are going to try out for, I don't know, Class Royale or Jazz Band or some of the things like that that have an audition to them. Go ahead and put them on your list. If you really think that you could make Jazz Band or Dance 3, Varsity Dance or whatever, put them down as a course. And if you make it, then that's fine, you're already scheduled. If you're in your audition, if you don't make it, then we'll have to do an alternate and we'll call you down and deal with that on an individual basis. Also, if you have a course that you failed, or if you're planning and going to take it in summer school, or if you're planning on taking PE in summer school, you need to put that course on your listing. Because as we know, a lot of times things happen and students don't go to summer school even though they had the best intention in mind to do that. So put the course on here. And then if you do go to summer school and repeat a course that you needed to, and it's in your schedule, or PE or whatever, and at the end of summer school, you can come down to the guidance office and say, hey, I've got this course on my schedule for next year and I just passed it. Then the counselor will work with you one-on-one to make that correction. So remembering, again, quite a different things, but be sure you're ready when you come back second semester, the 3rd week in second semester, because that's when we're going to start working with you. So I'm going to summarize everything together if I can. First of all, for the class of 2020, this video is going to be available on the SACS Homestead website. It'll probably be about a week or so before it's ready to go, but it'll be a YouTube load. So again, you can watch this presentation again. If your parents want to know some things, tell them that they can sit down and look at that video. So it will give you some of the information we went over. That's another way to learn that. We're giving you these materials before winter break so you can discuss your selections with your parents, with your teachers, and sometimes with your friends. But you need to be ready to go. That's that 3rd week in January. And again, ready to go means this is filled out. Ready to go means that this sheet is completed. All right? Couple other things. If you have questions, remember, send an email to your guidance counselor. Guidance counselors are really good about returning emails. It may not be that exact day or next day, but they'll get back to you and they'll answer your questions, and you may have to go back and forth with that. I've talked about this a couple times, but I'll hit it one more time, and that's dual credit, because a lot of you, this will be the first time you've taken a dual credit course. If you're going to take a dual credit course, you must qualify by what that college has set as their qualifiers. And those qualifiers are on your PSAT, either from your sophomore PSAT, your junior PSAT, because you probably don't have that back yet, but you're going to get it back in the next week or two. So you'll have those scores, and you'll be able to look at whether that qualifies or not. Some of you I know will have taken an SAT or ACT. You can use those scores to qualify. Or in the spring, you can sign up for an Accuplacer exam to qualify that way. So my concluding comments are this. It's very important that you're submitting your course request for the courses that you want. Check and make sure you're on track for the diploma that you want. Then talk with your friends and your family and your teachers for their recommendations, and then get the courses in that you want, because there's not going to be much opportunity to change your mind a little later. That's going to be dictated whether there's room in a class or not, and you got to trust me on this. You need to sign up for what you want, because if you do, there's a good chance you're going to get it. This is Mr. Quigley signing off, and I hope you do a good job doing your scheduling, and everybody have a great winter break. Thank you.